And here we are, functional blood chemistry, awareness and prevention. Are you aware that the blood can give us information ahead of time if we tighten up the numbers instead of using standard numbers, which are way out here, and we tighten them up a little bit, we can see when the train is starting to go off the track, not only when the body is getting out of balance, but what we need to do to get it back into balance with food, lifestyle, and a little bit of education. So this is what we're going to talk about today. And I am very excited about this. I've been working with this for a couple years now, and I'm just very excited as to some of the things that we have found that has helped people. And take another look. You know, the statement, you are what you eat, is very, very important, but it's also important with you are what you digest. We are what we digest. So not only when we eat something, but when the body is able to digest it and use the nutrition that's coming from that food to help balance and center the body. So I am very excited to present this to you today. But first, before we do start, I want to talk about the medical disclaimer here. So the information that I'm presenting today is not intended to be medical advice or to replace a one-on-one relationship with your qualified healthcare professional. But it is intended to share information with you, to give you another way of looking at your body and the food that you put in it and the lifestyle that you're living to get the best you that you can be. So it is for educational purposes. And I do recommend that any decisions that you base on your healthcare, that you run that by your qualified healthcare professional first. So without further ado, here we go. We're going to proceed and get into this. I told you I wouldn't keep you too long, so I'm going to make this short, but give you an idea. And if you have any questions at the end and want a 20-minute consultation, just give me a call and I'm more than happy to answer any questions for you. So that was our medical disclaimer there. And we're going to talk about the nutritional gems hidden in your blood work. So there are 5 very important topics and for the biomarkers and categories that we're not going to look at all of them today because, as I said, I'm going to keep this short. But if you have any questions, just call me and you know, I'll answer your questions for you. The nutrient imbalances in the body, markers for cardiovascular health, blood sugar, anemia, and immune imbalance. We want the best health that we can have day to day. And these are 5 important blood markers that we want to take a look at. So nutrient imbalance, I love this picture. If you look over here, it starts out with the fruits and everything, and it's so colorful. Color is key. So colorful, and then it gets into the proteins and the spices and the nuts and seeds over here, the fruits. I love that picture. Anyway, nutrients, vitamin D. Vitamin D helps build strong bones and gives us energy in our body. So it helps our hair to grow, and along with giving energy, helps the body absorb and retain calcium and phosphorus for building strong bones, and many, many other things that it does. Vitamin B6, that's also very important. It helps our systems function. It's good for the brain, the nerves, and the immune system. Without the B vitamins, the nerves and the immune system and everything and the brain just do not function as well, as you've noticed. So it's very good for calming the nervous system. B2, thiamine, helps the red blood cells and the production of riboflavin. Okay. This is good for the nerve cell health, cognition, reduces the risk of heart disease. So thiamine is very, very important for the body. Vitamin C, you're probably thinking, oh, yes, I know what that is. And zinc too. You know, vitamin C is very important for the immune system and helps the cells, protects the cells from damage caused by free radicals. So it's very important for the body. Zinc is also builds up our immunity. Stomach acid breaks down the food and helps the digestive enzymes split up into proteins for the stomach acid and protects the deficiency of zinc and vitamin B's due to low stomach acid, which we can easily get through spicy foods, coffee, overeating, and low fiber foods and low fiber diets. So that creates an acidic stomach. Now, there's not faults, that's not the right word, but there is many thoughts on this, that we usually have too high of a stomach acid. So they're always pushing the purple pill and Tums and things like this for stomach acid to reduce it, when in fact only about 1% of people have high stomach acid. It does happen, but it's not as many people as they lead us to believe. And so the idea of the problems that happen in the body are coming from low stomach acid, and therefore the vitamins and the nutrients can't do what they need to do. And then we get our spicy foods and our coffee and our overeating and low fiber diets, and we get more into lower stomach acid. So we want to look at this, and we want to consider what foods we might need to build the stomach and keep it healthy and happy. Inflammation is very harmful and creates poor digestive enzymes. So we can find all these things in the blood. One of the main tests that is done for us is the cardiovascular markers. They're very routine in the blood work. So I'm talking about cholesterol, triglycerides, LDL, and HDL. Now, these are fine, but if they're out of order, they talk to us a little bit and they tell us to change our diet, and depending on what they find. But we can also have these all in a healthy range and still have problems within the body. And then we need to just be aware and look deeper. So we have these nutrients and cells that I want to take a look at, that some of us have never really heard too much about these, but they're very important. So the cardiovascular markers that are important are the CRP, which is C-reactive protein. And these are markers of inflammation. And we have two different CRP tests. We have the inflammation and then the highly sensitive CRP, which goes a little bit deeper yet into what's happening. So I would suggest for the first time, if you have any cardiovascular issues, that you get a highly sensitive CRP blood test. It's not that much more expensive or anything, but it's going to give you a lot of information. Homocysteine can damage the insides of the arteries and increases the risk of forming blood clots. So we don't want too high of a homocysteine, and that stress can create all of these to go up. So lifestyle is very important, along with the foods that we eat and the way that we relax and deal with our stress and overactivity. The oxidized LDL promotes atherosclerosis, easy to say, through inflammatory mechanisms, and can lead to plaque and sticking on the walls of the arteries. So we want to definitely know how oxidized our blood is. And that's the oxidation is where it's kind of rusted inside and creating issues in the arteries and the vessels. So these are good numbers to have and be aware of. Apolipoprotein A and B increase levels of higher risk factors for vascular diseases. And we want to know what we have that we're working with, because even though these things might be high, lifestyle, food, stress relief, and what we're doing with our thoughts, our emotions, make a big difference on what's happening with our body. One of the good things, when in doubt, the calcium CT score is very important. It's not that expensive. It's under $100, I believe. And you get that. They can tell you what's happening around the heart here in the arteries with the plaque buildup. Very important tests to have. So these are other ways of digging in deeper without a lot of expensive big tests that we can see what's going on with the arteries and the blood. I think is very, very important. Then we'll talk a little bit about the blood sugar and ideal markers. So the glucose fasting in the morning, or fasting, should be 75 to 80. Most of us wake up with it over 90, that from 90 on up over 100, and that's just starting the day before we've even eaten. So we would want to pay attention to that and see, because that means that we would be in insulin resistance. And that is when a lot of the damage happens to the vessels and the arteries in our body. We want to pay attention, and through exercise, nutrition, stress relief, lifestyle changes, we can really make a difference on that. The hemoglobin A1C is a test that they do to see how the blood has been doing in the last 90 days. And that would be a good score on that would be 4.5 to 5.0. Most people are higher than that. When it gets up to 5.7, you are going out of insulin resistance and moving into diabetes, or definitely an issue. You want to get that under control. Triglycerides, 50 to 100. Insulin, it's important to know if your insulin is spiking. Food can make it spike, and the insulin numbers are different than the glucose fasting. The numbers that are normal would be 2 to 5, and we want to see what is going on there, because again, that is when the damage is happening in the vessels and the cells and the arteries. So that's very important. C-peptide, fructosamine varies, antibodies such as insulin, islet cells, GAD65, all important markers that we want to take a look at and see what is happening. That can be definitely affected by lifestyle and diet changes, which are good, and we can help you with that. Would you like to know more on how to run this report and find out what your blood is telling you? The blood actually talks to us and lets us know what's going on. If you know what to look for. So would you like help in understanding what your blood test report means? And would you like to know what to do about it? What's included with this is a computerized blood chemistry report, which gives you a functional analysis of your blood tests. So the function of how the blood is working for you and what organs it's affecting, and hormones, dysfunctions, nutrient imbalances, and follow-up testing recommendations. You get a 90-minute lab review strategy session where we discuss your health history and we get your questions answered and receive more tailored one-to-one direction based on the results of your lab test. Personalized food and supplement suggestions. So relating to the blood test that you've just had. So you go home with recommendations of what you can do and how you can help yourself. You may need more support and that would be extra, but this is giving you an idea and a goal for what you're working with, and we can help you with that. So guidance on the most appropriate next steps for you, including any additional laboratory testing that may be indicated. That would be like if we did a basic thyroid with just knowing how your thyroid was doing, and we needed more information because it was showing up that there's antibodies or something else going on. We may need to do further testing on that, or you can just have that done before you come in and you have that. All of this you get for $575. But the regular investment here is $297. You get everything we just talked about with the computerized blood chemistry report that tells you the functional analysis of what your blood is telling you, a 90-minute consultation with strategy session, personalized food supplements and suggestions, addressing the imbalances that have been identified, guidance on the most appropriate next steps for $297. So you get the same thing. Instead of paying $575, you get it for $297. Now, as a result of this blood chemistry review, you will be able to identify balances before they become disease. So similar to thermography and things that you've come to me before looking and trying to find out. Now we want to verify and validate that with the blood and what's going on. You identify nutritional deficiencies and toxic excesses that may be in the blood and how they're affecting your body. So you can see before they get way out of range what is going on. We identify immune system imbalances and prevent illness. Identify the potential digestive imbalances and inflammation and correct it before it becomes serious. We can find and identify causes of low energy too. Wouldn't it be wonderful to take a look at these things before they're locked into disease processes? We can do this now with a good blood chemistry review. So you will have a roadmap of what are your next best steps. So what I want to ask you is, what is your poor health costing you in the idea of supplements and medications, family, friends, lifestyle, things that you're missing out on? How many days of work, a week or a month do you have that you're missing? How is that keeping you from living your best life and doing the things that you want to do with family, grandchildren, and just lifestyle things that used to be fun? Do you have the energy to live your best life? And if not, why not? What is the cost of inaction? Where will you be a year from now? If you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. How important is your health? How important are you to living your best life? If not now, when? So today's special only is everything that I have said, the computerized blood chemistry report, the 90-minute lab review and strategy session, personalized suggestions on foods to avoid or to add to your routine, and supplement suggestions, guidance on the most appropriate next steps. Today's special from 197. I also want to bring out at this time that I am putting a class together. It'll be a beta class, but I'm looking for 10 people that are interested in having the blood work and getting their genetics done also. And so if you're interested and you're one of the first 10 people that are signing up, you can also have your genes done, and you'll see how it's in your genetics and how your blood work works together with the goals of what you want to do with your life, all for 197. This is a beta class that I've been working on, putting together, and I think you'll find it very most helpful and informational for you. So if you're interested in, if for all the 2 tests, you supply your blood work, you supply the file for the genes, and I'll show you where you can get that. And all for 197. I will put that together for you because you'll be going through the beta program. It won't be that cheap ever again, but looking for 10 people for that. So give me a call, Dr. Rose Thomas, at 208-377-1733 to schedule your functional blood chemistry analysis. Let me know if you're interested in doing the genetics also. I am more than happy to give a 20-minute consultation where we can see if this is a right fit for you, and we will go forward from here. I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for listening to my little webinar here. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.